Security can be difficult to acquire. Some of us pursue security in the company of others, whereas others rely on more complicated measures. But regardless of what means we choose to protect ourselves, there is no question that there are few things as unsettling as when our own security is called into question.
Honey, don't be alarmed, but someone broke into the house early this morning while we were sleeping. I'm sorry, honey. He's fine. Everything is fine. This is Officer Brown. He can tell you what they found so far.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I wish I could say good morning to you, but under the circumstances. Ma'am, if you'll give me a chance, I'll tell you everything we know so far. At this point, we don't know. Mr. Fox's portrait was stuck to your desk with a combat knife, so we took him down to the station to question him. Not that he's a suspect, but the evidence points to him being the intended target. Someone is obviously trying to send a message to him. Well, ma'am, we don't have all the facts yet, but it appears that whoever was in your house this morning had some resentment toward Mr. Fox, and they were most definitely looking for something on your computer.
I'm not sure what they were looking for, but I'm staying home today. Wouldn't feel comfortable leaving my wife alone after what happened.
Well, I'll leave you two alone. If we come up with any new leads, I'll contact you immediately.
Thank you, officer. It's actually a relief. I'll stay home and lounge around the house all day doing nothing. Pretty much what my wife does all week, but for me, it'll be a vacation. Save the women's lib stuff for your girls' poker game. We know the real deal. You're on, honey. Tell you what, I'll stay home and do all the chores today. I'll even cook dinner. It'll be a cakewalk compared to a day dealing with patients. Give me a little lesson in the kitchen then. I'm a quick study. I'm sure I'll be able to whip something up in no time. That was amazing! Nice job. That meal looks delicious. I'll do my best, dear, but I'll be lucky to be half as good a cook as you. I have to tip my hat to you, dear. You are going to be a tough act to follow. I'll start cleaning immediately and I'll make dinner as well as I can.
Hello? I'm sorry to bother you, but I just got off the phone with my brother Frank. No, he gave his statement already. He just called me to tell me some pretty intense things about his past. To be honest, I'm still shaking. That's actually why I called, to let you know that Frank's on his way over to your house. He wants to tell you everything. Just be aware of one thing. My brother feels terrible about getting you mixed up in this. He's a good man, and he'll do whatever he can to help you out. Just listen to what he has to say. He'll be there any second. He said he needs to tell you the whole story himself.
Hi, I have to apologize to you. Well, it's a long story, but don't worry, I'm going to tell you everything. I owe you that for getting you involved in this whole thing. Okay, well, it all started about a year ago. I was working for a large finance company. One night at the bank, I had to replace some drives on the server. I was backing up all the data when I noticed a pattern. Each night at around 2 a.m., thousands of transfers, each containing a small amount of money, were being moved to accounts offshore, mostly in the Cayman Islands. It turns out the top brass were running a skimming operation and funneling money offshore into a slush fund. I'm not sure what they were using the money for, but I figured out that in the 3 years that I worked there, they must have funneled over $20 million into each account. I made the mistake of asking one of the junior partners about it at the bar one night. He seemed as puzzled as I was, and a week later, he went missing during a boating trip. There was never any official investigation done by the police. I was pretty sure they were connected, though. After that, I decided to keep my mouth shut and find a way out of the company as fast as possible. To cover my ass, I copied the evidence onto backup disks to help prove that I wasn't involved in the scheme, and then I resigned. That's why I need to apologize to you. Remember when we first met and I came over and helped you set up your computer? In any event, as I was setting up your computer, I installed a Trojan program so I could route my surveillance spyware through your computer. I wanted to keep an eye on the emails and the chat traffic at my old building, but I didn't want them to know where I lived. So I was remotely using your internet connection to monitor their transmission. That's pretty much what happened, but I just wanted you to know that they shouldn't be coming back. I also wanted you to know that I never used the spyware to read your emails or anything. I only used it to monitor what they knew about me. I'll admit I knew these men might resort to violent means to secure their illegal financial dealings, but I thought that I had gotten away untainted when I resigned. After I talked with the police and that federal agent, I decided to wrap all of this up my own way. The agent is that guy in the trench coat who's been walking around town lately. His name is Eric Larson. The less you know about my plans, the safer you are, so I'm not going to say anything else. Well, Eric might be able to tell you more. He seemed very interested in you and your family, actually. Actually, he seemed interested in a strange way. I didn't tell him anything about you that he didn't already know, though. Well, when I left the police station, he mentioned that he was going to do some window shopping.
Hello. I thought I might find you down here. So I guess Frank told you about his morning meeting with the police earlier. I'm at your service. Feel free to ask me any questions. First, in my professional opinion, Frank is an upstanding kind of guy. I wouldn't worry about his integrity, and he is certainly no danger to your family. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he seems to have covered his bases, and he's in full cooperation with my agency now. I can't really tell you anything about the case. Just rest assured that Frank Fox is no danger to you, and that his problems are about to be over as well. I'm sorry I can't be more forthcoming with you. You'll have to just trust me on this one. I have been following this case for a long time. Your involvement with it is admittedly quite a surprise, but I'm confident that the case will be closed very shortly. Just be careful where and whom you start snooping around. It would be a lot safer to just stay in your house and report anything out of the ordinary to the local police. Again, I apologize for being vague, but in time, all of this will be over. There are people watching you to keep you and your family safe. I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Try to relax and have a good day.
Hello. Are you busy? I need to talk with you. I'd feel a lot more comfortable talking to you in person. Can you come over? I'm sorry. It's important, and I'd feel much better talking to you in person. Please come over to my house, okay?
Good afternoon. Can I help you with something today? You're in luck. I just had a cancellation. What's on your mind today? I know this is hard for you, but can you define exactly what you're confused about? Or does it feel more like an overall sense of unease and anxiety? Emotions can be tricky things, and in this sort of situation, it's hard to get closure. Listen, I know this will sound odd, but I recommend that you write a letter to the people who committed the act. It's obviously not for them, but I find it to be wonderfully therapeutic for my patients in these kinds of situations. Is there anything else bothering you? Have you talked about this with him? What makes you feel so strange about him? Did he say something odd or overly familiar to you? Well, he works for the government, so it probably comes with the territory. Was there anything else on your mind? Did he say something specific? What did you say to him? I must say, I think you handled that very well. I'm sure he got the not-so-subtle hint. Is there something else you wanted to ask me? Unless it deals with you personally, try not to let it affect you. It's important not to project other people's problems onto ourselves. We have to let go of things that we have no control over and just try to remain positive. Well, I hope that it helps. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?